Hey everybody, Joe here, back again. Gonna do a little collections video here, show you some very retro stuff, let's say the most retro in my collection. This is stuff that I don't normally keep hooked up. It's usually boxed up, kept safe, because a lot of it is extremely old, some of it even older than I am. Maybe, maybe not. Well, actually, there's a couple things that definitely are. And it's all neat stuff. Stuff that, you know, it's definitely worth collecting if you do. I don't actively seek this out, but if I come across cool old stuff in the wild, yes, I'll pick it up. So without further ado, let's check some of this stuff out. So here I have, lined up on the floor, a lot of my most retro stuff right here. Gonna go down the list and show you each and every little thing. Here we have my Wonder Wizard Pong console. I did a little overview of this a while back, and I still have yet to test her out and make sure it works. Just for the conversation piece of having something so unique in the collection, I just like having it. It looks cool. For those unfamiliar, a lot of the components that make up this system are recycled from various Odyssey branded products, such as the circuit board, which is from the Odyssey 3000, and a lot of the plastic casing of this was actually recycled from the original Magnavox Odyssey. And we have my Atari 2600 VCS. This is the original unit that I've had since I was a very small child. Moving on, we have my ColecoVision. This ColecoVision was actually found by my sister at a antique store with a large number of the games you see here, and both of the expansion modules, 1 and 2, and she found them for a very, very sweet deal, about 25 bucks for, I guess it was around 30 some odd games, and the system. Here we have ColecoVision expansion module number 1. This would plug into the front of the ColecoVision and enable it to play Atari 2600 games. Atari did try suing over this, but Coleco argued their case that this could be built with very common components, and thus won the case. So yes, Coleco was able to play the 2600 games with a little add-on. And next up right here you see the driving module for the ColecoVision, also known as expansion module number 2. It has a detachable pedal, which you see sitting in its little cradle there. It takes 4 C batteries. Inside the expansion module number 2, I have the battery substitutes Coleco made. Basically, these would replace C batteries in things which would take C batteries. And now we have some examples of my 2600 games here. In the sides of the case you see some iMagic silver labeled games, and in the main slots you see a lot of first party 2600 games. I have plenty more of games where this came from. This box here has some wires in it, some manuals, and a few ColecoVision and some M-Network 2600 titles in it. All very cool stuff. There's this box here which has more 2600 titles, all third-party styles except for a small handful of doubles of 2600 first-party titles, some of which I am holding on to because they are label variants. Here we have an Atari storage box for 2600 games, which I'm actually using to hold some ColecoVision titles. I don't have very many ColecoVision titles. This, plus about 3 or 4 others, is my entire collection. Hope you've enjoyed this little look at my collection. I will probably do another one of these eventually, when the mood so strikes. Honestly, I kind of think that making the reviews in the top 5s, especially the way I've been doing them lately, have been a lot more fun. Although the editing's kind of a pain. Take care.